Was by NFL standards, not Packer standards. So joining me now is Brian Bulaga, and he will explain it.
Oh, yeah. It was one of those games that I when I as it was happening and I'm watching it, and you're kind of starting to, it was that first fumble. Right, like you see that first fumble happen on that first drive, and
Yep.
you just kind of go like it's going to be that type of day. Like it's going to be that type of
Wow.
day, and
You know what I
you have
thought?
what did you think?
No problem. Come on.
No,
It's
yeah,
like
no, I
missing my
did it.
first shot playing my little sister. Come on. Like,
No,
all right. It's going to take a little longer. You were
didn't think
correct. I
that.
was wrong. No.
It's just you have those weird feelings that it's just like, you know, you
But
give a
you
team.
had days like that on this team, and you still found a way to win.
Yes, but
Right?
this isn't.
Yes.
Yeah, but this isn't that team. This isn't that
Yeah.
team. And you and we talked about it on Thursday.
No, you talked about it. You warned me.
We said that magic word was maturity, right? Like the maturity to go out there and take care of business in this game and handle it. And like that game just kind of showed that they're still trying to find that, right? Like that's to me what that performance showed. And
I have to let you talk tonight because I am still incapable of understanding the stupidity of LaFleur because he's a smart person. No one will ever be able to explain to me, and he didn't. The only one who explained was Gary Ellison, going forward on 4th and 8 from the 13. And he found a way. This would be like finding a way to make the Titanic even worse. He found a way to screw up 4th and 8 more than just going for it by calling a timeout, which any coach would know at that time in the game, you're going to have a close game. You can't use timeouts. So I can't comprehend it. Gary Ellison said, Homer, calm down. He thought the play would score. That's all. He just thought the play was going to score. All this other stuff is irrelevant because he was certain they would score on the play, and therefore everything else doesn't matter. And that can be the only explanation because there is no explanation for a decision that's stupid other than that. Unless you got one. LaFleur didn't even try to come up with one. He said, oh, it's a bad play. That's not the question. The question is, what were you thinking at the time you made that decision, right?
yeah, I mean, I think Gary's probably right that he thought this play's it's going to score. I mean that's the thought process, and then the reply to that and what he essentially gave was it was not only the wrong play, but it was the wrong decision, and that's essentially what it is, right? And so like here's a couple ways I look at it, and obviously wrong play, wrong decision, regardless, right? Like, and I'm not even I kicked the field goal 100 out of 100 times there, regardless, right? Like, so that is what it is, and I think he admits that too. But I think we look at this trend now, right? Like, and we see the way this is going, right? Like we have this team that we think is way better than Carolina, right? And we want to be the aggressors, and we want to be the one that is going at Carolina and doing the things that better teams should be doing, right? And that's being aggressive at the lesser opponent. And to me, that's what that move showed. It doesn't mean it was right by any stretch of the imagination in the situation. Believe me, I'm not saying it was. But that's what the move showed, right? Like that he was being very aggressive and thought that the play was going to work, and he wanted to be the guy, be aggressive in the situation because he thought he had the better horses in the race, so to speak, right? And that from that's the only standpoint of the explanation I could even like give in my eyes to it, right? Not saying it's right because it wasn't, but that's the only thing I say, because like otherwise, like I just you look at the game in whole, right? And I was looking at the stat lines and kind of the way the whole game played out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And against Carolina, there's no way you should have to be throwing the ball around 37. I think Jordan threw it 37 times in that in the wind conditions and the way that game was, and that it's not going to go your way. Like you can't like in that type of environment with the way the wind was blown, and throwing the ball almost 40 times is not a way to win that game. Jacobs is averaging 5.5 a carry or 5.2. He ran it 17 times for 86 yards. That should have been a 25, 28, carry game. That's what that should have been. That's what that should have looked like. And to me, that's where I feel like we're getting a little. And I get it. Last week, Jordan Love went nuts, right? He threw for all those yards, but if all we're going to do now is and we talked about this last week too, if we're going to rely on the pass game only, we're going to get in these situations, right? We're going to get in these situations where and there was no need to have it be a pass only game. There was no need for that. It was a 6-point
let me interject
game.
and ask. They're now starting to talk, others, not me, and I ask this because I know that there's some line problems. For example, late in the game is where the guy came straight up through the middle. Packers still scored, as if maybe this is a Jenkins issue or the reason, and they had a pretty good average with Jacobs. But are you noticing things that tell you that people are just messing up on the line, not because of their mistake, but can you tell when it's a bad setup or the center or somebody didn't do his job to tell people where to be? That's might take you a week to explain all of that, but
yeah. And so here's the difficult part about all that is, you look at the play. It's hard to know that without knowing the exact call of the play, right? Like without knowing the exact play, you can know some of it by seeing where potentially, if you don't see a clear point of where Elton points, and if you don't hear the mic, the mic ID from Elton, where who he's miking and who he's IDing, and then you see the play out and where the blocking combos go to, it's hard to tell exactly. So to say who's blowing an assignment or who's missing an assignment, that's really hard to pinpoint on plays to say, oh, this guy's blowing assignments. So that's hard to say. But I've been saying for a while that there's been issues in the run game, and that starts up front, right? Like that's an issue up front. And I've been saying it's not really on the first level. It's getting up to the second level of the defense that I think our offensive line has had issues with. It's getting up to that next level of the defense and securing the second level and not having guys run through and securing linebackers so Jacobs doesn't have to dance around linebackers in at 2 or 3 yards. That's difficult for a back. And again, he had a good average yesterday, and they ran the ball better by all means. But this has been kind of an issue going on throughout the season. Now people are starting to point fingers and saying, hey, this is an issue, that's an issue, or this is an issue. And I heard people saying yesterday and even this morning that the offensive line is giving up pass protecting issues and they're getting beat one-on-one a bunch. And I say to that, it's one thing to point things out when you're throwing the ball almost 40 times a game, and eventually guys are going to get beat when you throw the ball that many times, right? And that's life in the NFL against no matter who you play. You throw the ball that many times, you're going to get beat. This group in particular, this offensive line, I think they're a good group. Do I think that they're all elite pass blockers? I don't think so. I don't think they're all elite pass blockers. I think Zach Tom's pretty much I think he's an elite pass blocker. I think he's very good at it. I think Zach Tom's one of those guys. You look across the board, Elton, I think Elton from a center standpoint, centers don't block one-on-one a bunch, especially in 4-down fronts. They're not blocking one-on-one from that standpoint. So he's helping a bunch and doing those things. So, you look at the rest of the group, they're not elite, pass blockers. So to put them in one-on-one situations almost 40 times a game, because there wasn't a bunch of play action and movement in this game, right? There wasn't a bunch of pocket movement and things like that. It was drop back protection. And drop back protection, it is a lot of one-on-one. So you're putting these guys that aren't, I wouldn't say technically elite. And like when I say elite, I'm talking like the Bakhtiaris and the Lane Johnsons and the Trent Williams, like those types of guys that can handle 40 pass blocking reps alone in a game, and it's no big deal, right? Like that's what I'm going at. Like I'm not saying that they're not good pass blockers, but I'm talking elite guys.
That's too many.
It's a lot.
Right?
It's a lot of passing.
All right. I want to give people a chance because I guess they have questions for you. I think Pebble told me this. Is it Kristen in Milwaukee? You're on with Brian Bulaga.
Oh, hi guys. I'm a first-time caller. I just wanted to talk about LaFleur, and has anybody ever thought about his age and in relation to the age of the team? I mean, we know that it's one of the youngest teams in the NFL. LaFleur is a young coach, and I'm just wondering if he's kind of generationally soft in terms of like youth, not being tough.
So maybe he's too easy on them because he thinks they're young. Or I don't know.
No, I'm not. No, I'm saying because he's young, and you know, some of the digs on the younger generations are that they're tough, they're soft, they're wishy-washy, you know, and the youngest
All right, let's address that with Brian Bulaga, who is so old.
Yeah.
Brian Bulaga is old school. He's about 30. Did you hit 30 yet? Are you over
36?
30?
I'm 36.
36. All right. Address this as brought up in any way you wish.
Well, I mean, it's a good question. I mean, listen, it's a good question. It's a fair question, and you know, I think he goes. Well, first of all, like I got to play for him for a year, right? So I was there with him in his first year there, and the team that we had was a more veteran team, and I could assure you that really wasn't an issue with us. Like that wasn't a thing with us. And honestly, like his first year, he got after us quite a bit because it was his first year and he was installing that offense and he was trying to get it going. And we got chewed out more than probably that I remember. I mean, it was just because things weren't great to start off. If you remember the 19 season, I mean, we were winning, but the offense wasn't great, so to speak. In training camp, things were sloppy and all that. I think the way this team is built as it's gotten younger, you have to adjust to the team and you have to be able to coach different and adjust the way you coach guys and approach guys and do things differently. And guys handle things differently and they react.
They're going to make more mistakes, right?
And they react
if they're young.
I think they react to coaching differently, right? I mean, I was in my 10th year. I reacted to getting chewed out differently than a guy in his third year. It's just different than, and I was also exposed to Mike McCarthy for 9 years before that. So so it didn't really hurt my feelings much, right? Like I wasn't too offended by it, so to speak. So I don't think Matt is, because I've heard a lot of it. I don't think Matt is soft. I don't think he's like that. I just think he's had to adapt the way he's had to coach this team and how he's had to handle it compared to when he first got in, because this was never a question in his first few years when they were hitting NFC championship games year after year. It was never a question then. And now it's starting to become a question now that they're a younger team, so to speak.
And not doing as well.
Yeah, and that's those questions, so to say. So
okay, all right. I don't
think it's him. Yeah,
go ahead. Yeah, we have others waiting. We also have Rob Demovsky. I've kind of started he's not tough. I said this long ago. He's soft, and I've said that I really wished I hadn't used that word because I think he's into smart being the most important thing, and I think he does not have within him the same nature of a certain level of toughness. But I don't know, some young coaches have it, some don't. But I just think he always believes. And I think a great example of that is the 4th and 8. I got to play that'll work. No, sir. Given the situation, given the time, given the score, given that your best red zone guy is out of the game, it's not that simple. And I think that's been his manner in terms of game management. It's all about, hey, I got to play to work. All this other stuff. Or you have the analytics, which, again, I think you have to analyze your team, what's the time left. And I just don't think he does that. And this was the perfect example because, as Gary Ellerson said, if I got to play the works, shut up.
So I guess, too, I also want to say this, right? And, he thinks more smart than he is tough. I'll say this, and he burns
just
that
tell
time
me
out.
I'm wrong. You have before.
No. He burns that time out as if we remember what was happening. Jordan was trying to get receivers lined up back and forth. Remember, he was switching guys back and forth, and they had to burn a timeout, right?
Right.
And in that moment, they went to a TV timeout, and Jordan, he looked frustrated, but he didn't chew anybody out, right? And I'm not saying he has to scream at guys, but that shouldn't be something that he has to then direct guys where to go on the field in that situation. I'll just put it that way. These guys, he calls the play in the huddle. It's not loud in Lambeau Field. Why are guys lining up wrong? That's my question. Why are guys lining up wrong?
And that's on the coach to change, right?
Well, this is no. What I'm
not
saying
to happen,
is
I should say.
Yeah, I'm saying why Jordan should be. I think Jordan has to address these guys. What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing?
Yeah.
In all honesty,
you think Aaron would have?
I think so, yeah. I have an idea of how that would have went. I can assure you that. But I'm also saying there were guys, and I don't know how it is there right now. I have no idea. I can't even speak to it. But there were guys who did that, and I knew they did it for a while after I left. And I left in 19. There's guys that did it in 20, 21, and even in 22, Aaron's last year, that did that type of thing, right? They got after guys. They held everyone accountable from top down, no matter what, right? And I don't know who are the guys that do that now, right? And I'm not saying you got to be you don't got to be a jerk to guys,
right?
But
and am I saying you're correct? That can't happen. What you saw, the screw ups of multiple players, right? That can't happen.
No, it can't. And it can't. And the thing is, Jordan called the play in the huddle. He didn't call it wrong. He definitely didn't call it wrong because now he's directing guys where to line up. It's not like he called it wrong. It certainly didn't get called wrong into the huddle. It's quiet in Lambeau Field. They're working. It literally says, quiet, please.
But
players at work.
And I want to tell you, this could have worked out to be a great thing. Because of it, instead of calling timeout, you take the 5-yard penalty, and you still can kick the field goal because you're so close.
Yeah.
There was a chance to help LaFleur, and he didn't take the chance because you know what, Brian? That play was going to score a touchdown. All right. We have Rob Demovsky at 5:30, but more Brian Bulaga and your questions next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
We've got delays for sure. Southbound 41 backing up from Blue Mound Road through the Zoo interchange all the way down to Oklahoma Avenue where there is an accident with the left lane blocked. So heads up with that. We've also got an issue on 175 southbound right at the ramp from Wisconsin Avenue. We've got the left lane blocked with a crash there. Another accident on 4394 southbound at Beecher. That is off on the left shoulder. But we still have backup stretching all the way back to Capitol Drive. And then on southbound 41, backing up as usual past the Good Hope Road area, and then south of Appleton Avenue all the way down towards the Capitol Drive area. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, partly cloudy with the low of 38. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 58. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
The shot clock's winding down, and Saturn Lounge scores at the buzzer. When your marketing needs a slam dunk, our team drives the lane with creative strategy, branding, websites, video storytelling, and marketing campaigns that win. We run the full court press in every engagement, pushing the pace, finding that open shot, and delivering the highlight reel results. Our Saturn Lounge team ensures that your marketing content and campaigns dominate like a champion. Don't settle for a turnover or a missed shot or a wasted possession. Let Saturn Lounge run your marketing game plan now. To tell the world your story, visit SaturnLounge.com today.
Homer here with a message about Three Pillars Senior Living Communities, located on a serene setting along the Bark River on 300 gorgeous acres. Three Pillars Senior Living Communities is a top-ranked full continuum community. Active adult, independent living, assisted living, memory care, skilled nursing, and rehab. Three Pillars, the hands-down choice for you or your loved one. Been there. Know people who live there. They love it. You gotta go to Dousman and see it in person. Get all the info on Three Pillars at threepillars.org.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Love, Jacobs, McKinney, Golden, and now Micah Parsons? This year's gonna be fun. Now's the time to set a game plan for your Green Bay and Wisconsin pigskin parties. This is Marie from Discount Liquor. We are your football party beverage headquarters. Whether you need an ice cold keg, a bottle of your favorite wine, a unique craft brew, or hard-to-find liquor, we have everything you need, all at the lowest prices in town. Come see us today at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and on Barstow and Maine in downtown Waukesha. Voted best liquor store again.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings.
Wherever you're tailgating, we'll get you all set up with your favorite beverages. We're open daily 9 to 9 and Sundays 10 to 2. See all of our weekly specials at DiscountLiquorInc.com.
Discount Liquor.
Hey, it's Gary Ellison for Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center. Looking to escape the cold or take a midday break? Get your game on at Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center, where it's always golf season. Play more than 2,000 courses, including over 50 right here in Wisconsin. And even that famous course where they hand out green jackets. Top tech simulators, great food, and the best Bloody Marys around. This is your year-round slice of summer. Bays start at just $35 an hour, Monday through Friday. Book your bay today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
In football, what does every great team start with?
A strong defense. Same's true in business.
Defense against what?
Cyber threats. That's why companies use Trend Micro.
What do they actually protect?
Your network, your data, your people, from ransomware, phishing, and more.
So it's not just antivirus?
Not at all. Trend Micro has a full defensive playbook trusted worldwide for over 35 years.
Sounds like the kind of defense every business needs.
Exactly. Don't get blindsided. Go to trendmicro.com and see how enterprise security is done right.
This is the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Every game tells a story.
Oh, you want the full story?
From big-time players
Jaden Reed, make the man miss.
To clutch drives.
Love going to throw a fade here to the corner. It is caught for the touchdown.
It's time to give you the three pillars that built it. Independent living, assisted living, memory care, skilled nursing, and rehab. Three Pillars Senior Living Communities provides top-ranked care and service in a beautiful lake country setting. Visit threepillars.org today.
And for the first time, as this the Brian Bulaga Homer Hour, you have three pillars that aren't necessarily positive.
Yep.
I always know with you, you're going to start on the line of scrimmage. And that certainly was a huge pillar for Carolina. They don't win the game without an incredible pillar were they all reserve offensive linemen? A majority.
Yeah, I mean, their offensive line played great. They played great, right? I mean, they ran the ball fantastically, right? I mean, they ran the ball perfect. They did exactly what they needed to do. I thought for the most part, they pass protected well. I mean, I know Young didn't really throw the ball well, but like Green Bay didn't have any of those big momentum sacks that they normally get throughout a game, right? Like normally Green Bay, they get those big momentum sacks. Parsons gets going or Rashawn Gary gets going. That didn't happen, right? Like it just didn't happen throughout the game. And that's because Carolina did a nice job. Like they did. And really, it was the run game. They controlled the clock. They controlled the game. And Carolina they stayed on the field and they made Green Bay's offense watch. That's what they did, and that's, to me, it was Carolina's O-line that was one of the pillars. They deserve an attaboy, no doubt.
And I wanted to ask you as lineman, because I think another pillar was, I have Harvard on my fantasy team, so I know about him, and they went with, the head coach went with Dowdle, and that's a huge difference to me. Like, as an offensive lineman, if you're a backup and this guy starts making these runs and they're better than what you've seen, that's got to get you excited. I think that, I don't know if it's a weird pillar, but I think part of that confidence of an offensive line, it shouldn't have been there, was how well he was using it.
Yeah, I mean, but, you know, they've kind of seen glimpses of him in the last few weeks.
Yes.
How well he's ran the
They
ball.
have.
You know, he ran really well against Dallas, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't he run for like 180 yards or something against Dallas or something like that? So, like, they've seen him, but, like, that guy runs the ball hard. He runs the football hard, and he's a very good running back. And, that to me was the biggest part of that game, was how well Carolina ran the ball against Green Bay's defense. And to me, honestly, like, it's not a great sign going into Monday, right, against Philly.
Oh,
like,
you know, tell me what you would be if you were an offensive lineman for Philadelphia.
I mean, I'd be watching every bit of that film and going, okay, like, how do we replicate that? Because that's what they're going to try to do. Exact same thing.
All right, and the third pillar, you're going to be surprised.
Okay.
My third pillar is Jordan Love. They did nothing the whole game, but final possession. Started at their 29. Musgrave, 21 yards. Then they ran the ball for 2. Then they had that terrible pressure when no one guarded the guy. Musgrave for 5. 4th and 3. Heath for 11. Watson for 6. Musgrave for 8. Wilson 5 running. Wilson 6. They didn't even have a third down from the time they were last third. And then 1st and goal at the 7. They ran the ball 3 straight times. You want to know, we'll maybe address this after you're on live. You want to know what they have to do without Tucker Kraft, exactly what they did in that series. They maybe didn't run the ball. It was quick passing. I thought the tempo was totally different from the whole game. But when they needed to run the ball in the red zone,
did.
We're running it 3 times. And so this is all forgotten because the Packers lost. But Jordan Love did his business, and if the defense hadn't given up that 19-yard run on 2nd and 10, he might have had a chance to win the game.
Yeah, he was really good on that last drive. And, like, I liked it because you look at the first play of the game, Musgrave's wide open. Doesn't see him on the first play of the game. First play of the game from scrimmage. Doesn't see Musgraves. Wide open. Could have been a 40-yard gain if he throws it.
Yep.
But then when he has to use him at the end of the game, he goes right to him, confidence, all, that last drive. And he's going to have to use him now all season. He and Musgraves have become best buddies. They're going to have to figure each other out because he's going to have to feed him like crazy because
it's really one of Jordan Love's strengths, I think, that when he screws up, it doesn't guarantee that he's going to continue to screw up. He forgets his screw-ups, and they had only scored 6 points in the game.
I know.
You got to score. Right,
Yep.
Right down the field. I think they had 1 3rd down, 1 4th down, and then the third on the. But I was thinking of you because when they got 1st and goal at the 7, I thought you were thinking, all right, now's when you better run the damn ball. And they did it 3 times.
Run. Just keep giving it to Jacobs. Just keep giving it to Jacobs.
They were listening to you. So they gave it to Wilson first, and then they gave it to Jacobs twice. All right, I get the rest. Even though I'm not in studio, I'm getting ready for the Marquette game. They provide a cot for me in the room because they knew Brian Bulaga and Rob Demovsky were going to be on, and they're next.
The Homer Hour is back after this on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
We got delays for sure. Southbound 41 backing up from Blue Mound Road through the zoo interchange all the way down to Oklahoma Avenue where there is an accident with the left lane blocked. So heads up with that. We've also got an issue on 175 southbound right at the ramp from Wisconsin Avenue. We've got the left lane blocked with a crash there. Another accident on 4394 southbound at Beecher. That is off on the left shoulder. But we still have backup stretching all the way back to Capitol Drive. And then on southbound 41, backing up as usual past the Good Hope Road area, and then south of Appleton Avenue all the way down towards the Capitol Drive area. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, partly cloudy with the low of 38. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 58. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Why Z-Bart? Because you don't want rust holes in your expensive vehicle. Let Z-Bart keep the rust away with professional rust protection. Only at Z-Bart.
Well, of a 16-13 loss to the Carolina Panthers on your home field as 2 touchdown favorites isn't bad enough, things just got worse for Green Bay. After a historic start to his season, tight end Tucker Kraft's year is over. With MRIs confirming Monday, he suffered a torn ACL in Sunday's loss to Carolina. Head coach Matt LaFleur.
It's unfortunate because more than anything, I know how much Tuck puts into this, and he's a big part of our team, a great leader. You know, it's hard to replace that.
The Packers will roll with tight ends Luke Musgrave and John Fitzpatrick for the foreseeable future. I'm Alex Stroh.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
Do you want your car to shine like a diamond? Then you need Z-Gloss from Z-Bart. Z-Gloss gives you a mirror finish and protects your paint from everything Mother Nature can throw at it with a 10-year guarantee. Visit zbart.com for more information.
Are you looking for reliable transportation this holiday season? I've got you covered. Hey, it's Jen Latta from ESPN Milwaukee. With holiday parties, family gatherings, and year-end events on the horizon, I trust Accutrans Group to handle all my private transportation needs. Whether it's a corporate function or a festive celebration, Accutrans gets me there safely and on time. As a veteran-owned business, they pride themselves on top-notch service that you can count on. Booking is easy, stress-free, and reliable. Just visit AccuTransGroup.com to reserve your holiday ride today. That's AccuTransGroup.com.
Homer here for Window Nation's end-of-the-year sale. This November, you'll save big with 50% off all window styles, plus you could get 0% financing for 5 years. Window Nation's proven quality windows are so good, you'll actually save money on lower utility bills and come with a lifetime warranty. Window Nation even has an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Don't miss out on 50% off and 0 interest for 5 years. Visit windownation.com to get started.
Strong mind, strong body, and strong communities. That is what you need to know about the Princeton Club, and that is what you can achieve at the Princeton Club of New Berlin. When you walk in there, you will feel completely motivated to better yourself just like everyone else is doing. I've done personal training. They have saunas. They have workout classes. They have basketball courts. They have indoor-outdoor swimming pools. It all starts with a tour. Check it out. You're going to fall in love. Free childcare with the membership, open 24/7. Check out the Princeton Club of New Berlin. Get your tour and take that small step to a bigger journey for a better tomorrow. That's at theprincetonclub.net.
Experience, knowledge, and results. That's what you need when you've been in a serious truck accident. Call Gruber Law Offices. We've successfully helped people injured by big trucks for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
You're listening to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Oh, this is going to be good. The Brian Bulaga Homer Hour, and now, because he's so nice, he gets to interview Rob Demovsky. Oh, man, this is going to be great to listen to. Take it away, Doc.
Rob, good evening. How are you?
Good, Brian. How are you?
I'm great. So, obviously, the big news is Tucker Kraft down for the year. What do you expect Green Bay going forward trying to do to make up for that production? What do you see them trying to do? Obviously Musgraves, but what can they do to make up for that type of production?
Yeah, it's going to be really difficult, Brian, aside from just, saying, okay, Luke Musgraves is the next man up at tight end, which obviously he is. They've got to figure out a way to get Christian Watson more opportunities. Christian's made some big plays since he's been back, but it's been low volume in terms of targets. They've got to find a way to get him to become, instead of just a 3 for 85 guy, they need to figure out how to get him to be a 6 or 7 catch guy game in, game out. Romeo Doubs is obviously doing that. And it's going to be a little bit, but they are going to get Jaden Reed back at some point. We saw Jaden Reed actually start doing some rehab stuff on the practice field for the first time this past week. It was very, very light. minimal stuff. And, of course, he's coming back from 2 different injuries, the collarbone and the foot surgery. But they are going to get him back at some point. And then they've got to continue to run the football. They ran it actually at a pretty good rate yesterday. They just didn't get enough possessions and enough chances at it. And you cannot go 1 for 5 in the red zone. Just can't do it. I mean, it's an automatic recipe for disaster if you do.
Yeah, and what is what's the diagnosis on Golden? He left in the third quarter with a shoulder injury. What's the deal there?
Yeah, day to day, which is about the best news you could get on him. It's possible, with the extra day this week with the Monday night game coming up, that he could play in this game and obviously play without missing any more games. Same thing for Aaron Banks, who left with a stinger, and same thing for Colby Wooden, who left with I believe his was a shoulder injury as well, if I'm not mistaken. So other than Tucker Kraft, which obviously was the worst news you could get, the rest of it was pretty good on the injury front. The one thing too on Kraft, this has nothing to do with football, but I was just looking through some stuff just before we came on and realized today's Tucker Kraft's 25th birthday. What an awful birthday. Makes it even a little
almost
bit worse.
as bad as Jordan Love's yesterday.
Yeah, that's right.
Just
not a good day. Not a good time to have birthdays, I guess.
What did any of the guys up front from the defensive line say what they have to get right this week in the run game from what they did against Carolina going against what they're going to see against Philly? Because by all means, Philly is a better running team than Carolina.
Yeah.
So what did they say about Carolina and compared to what they're going to have to do to get Philly?
Well, and Philly's coming off their bye week, right? So they're going to be they're going to be extra rested and ready to go. I mean, it's the age-old thing, Brian. With when a team gets gashed in the run game, what goes wrong? It's fits, right? It's run fits. It's gap control. I mean, just take a look at the last long run that the Panthers had to set up the game-winning field goal. I mean, guys just got out of their gaps. I mean, and not just one guy. It was the linebacker level. It was the DB level. And, I believe it was Greg Olson on the broadcast. I went back and watched it today. Talked about how Evan Williams kind of just he went with the motion, which is exactly what the motion is supposed to do. And it deceived them, and all of a sudden there was a big hole there. So, the run defense is very rarely at this level. Just you got out physical. Usually it's you missed an assignment or you read something wrong, and I think that's what happened there, which I guess is better than just getting your rear end steamrolled. Those are the kind of things that you have to be conscious of, and I'm sure they will going forward because, like you said, I mean, the Eagles, they're a powerful running team, and we saw that in the playoff game. They're a powerful running team, and they're a powerful defensive front team. That's where that playoff game was won and lost last year, was in the trenches. I think that's obviously where the Packers better figure it out this week.
Yeah. Also, I mean, Homer and I talked about this too, I guess. I think everyone understands it wasn't the right call. But what have you gathered from talking to
You're
Matt a
so
couple
nice.
days?
I am incapable of understanding, given how intelligent LaFleur is, that he can do something so stupid.
Let me
Where am I wrong? I need to move on, and I can't.
No, I don't. Homer, this is maybe I don't know if I've ever agreed with you more. And here's the thing too. He said it was they had their analytics guy run it. It was a 1% difference in the win percentage whether they went for it or kicked the field goal. Well, the percentages don't account for the fact that on that play, you didn't have Tucker Kraft, you didn't have Matthew Golden, you didn't have Christian Watson, who I believe was being checked for concussion at that point, and you didn't have Josh Jacobs on the field. Their skill guys on that play were John Fitzpatrick at tight end, Romeo Doubs, Savion Williams, and Malik Heath at receiver, and Emmanuel Wilson at running back. Like, that's the whole thing about these analytics things, Homer, that drive me absolutely nuts.
How does he not consider that?
Yeah. And the other thing, too, real quick on this analytics stuff, is I never understand, this play has a 20% chance of completion. Well, it depends on who's throwing it or whatever, right?
Yeah,
like I'm just making the number up. But here's the other thing too, and this is what I asked LaFleur about today on the play before it. That 3rd and 3 little shovel pass, bubble screen, whatever you want to call it. Once that happens, like, don't you have to reconsider? And he basically said that you're not expecting a 3rd and 3 to be in 4th and 8. Well, the reality was you were in 4th and 8, so. Doesn't that make you have to change your thinking a little bit? And look, he said after the game it was a bad decision, and today he sort of explained why he did it, but I still don't think it changes the fact that it was a bad decision.
No, it doesn't. But, I mean, I'll give him the analytics. He isn't the first one to do that. So, I needed that. I can now move on, but should I think he'll learn from it and maybe – because the same thing happened in Cleveland. He's just like – there's no view or concern about game score in that situation. But
I mean, the analytics don't tell you when. Yeah, the analytics don't tell you when to use the analytics. It's like when they used to use the 2-point chart. When to go for 2. The only problem is they didn't tell you at what point you should start looking at the chart. Like that's the problem with those things.
All right, sorry to interrupt, but I'm better now. Thank you. Go ahead, Brian.
Good.
I did want to ask about field goal kicking. What do you think is going to be going on here, and what is the? I get McManus is working back, right? Like I get it, he's working back, but as we know, like this league is extremely fine margins, and we've seen it, right? Like, so what is there? What? And listen, I'm all about veteran kickers that have been there, done that. But they got a guy that, that it was pretty consistent before McManus came back. What do you think their plan is? What's their patience level? What is all that?
Matt LaFleur, we asked LaFleur that today, and he said they're sticking with McManus. So I'm not 100% sure why you still have the second kicker on the roster unless it's an injury concern. And LaFleur did say that McManus is still working through some things from an injury standpoint. But like, if that's the case, then let him heal. Like, sit him down. You got a guy in Lucas Haversick that's played 2 really good games for you. So why not let it give McManus a little bit more time? It does not sound like that is the plan unless the injury gets worse. They want him to work through this. So I do wonder if Lucas Haversick will be on this team next week. They'll just cut him and just gonna ride with McManus. It'll be interesting to see tomorrow. Not that this has anything to do with McManus, but if they do make any trades, they might have to clear a roster space. Let's say they trade a draft pick for a player, although I don't know if there's anything imminent. And what could you get now that's any better than what you have? And I'm thinking cornerback. I don't know if there's anything that's upgradable there. If there's a tight end, possibly now that they could go get that they need as well. So I do wonder if this is the last week that they have 2 kickers on the roster, if they're that committed to Brandon McManus, as Matt LaFleur indicated today that they are.
Okay.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Rob.
All right, guys. We'll see you.
I feel much better.
I'm good. Good.
I don't agree with it, but this isn't the first coach to do this, where they just look at analytics and go from there. But
no.
The question is now, will this change his use of analytics? I'll let you answer that question after the break. Next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
It's Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tausch. Upgrade your industrial supply services with Lakeland Supply, your trusted ISO certified partner for custom packaging, shipping supplies, janitorial, and safety supply solutions. With over 40 years of industry excellence, Lakeland Supply is a proven one-stop source with over 95% of their products made in the U.S. And they treat their customers like family. Personalized service with a national reach. That's what Lakeland Supply does. Visit LakelandSupply.com to discover how they can make your business better.
Homer here from ESPN Milwaukee. What makes living at Three Pillars so special? Let's hear from my friend Dave.
The campus is beautiful. For me, nature is my church, and I love being outside. We live by the Bark River, and it's calming. It just calms my soul. I just love it. A lot of the people, I'm talking about 100-year-old people, 90 years old, say they credit Three Pillars with living longer.
Host an unforgettable outing and create special memories with your crew at a Milwaukee Bucks game. Groups of 10 or more can score ticket savings, block seating, and take part in special activities on game days. Showcase your team's talents on center court, score a high five from the pros, and more. There are great options for groups of all sizes. Start planning your ultimate Bucks basketball game day experience today at bucks.com/groups. That's bucks.com/groups.
Looking to heat up a career in HVAC? Dick & Trough Heating and Cooling in Milwaukee is now hiring HVAC installers and service technicians. Family owned and operated, Dick & Trough offers competitive wages, a 401k match, health insurance benefits, and a winning, positive team culture that sets them apart. This is more than a job. It's a chance to grow with a company that truly values its people. Apply now to become their newest team member at dickandtrough.com. Dick & Trough Heating and Cooling. Come see the difference. Apply at dickandtrough.com.
Now, we all experience daily struggles, and with so many concerns to be conscious of, breathing should not be one of them. Mark Tauscher here for Advent, and if you're like me and have had snoring issues, sinus problems, or difficulty breathing, then you'll want to meet the team at Advent. The team of Advent specialists have a few simple steps to help evaluate your individual limitations and get you back to breathing well. Since Advent addressed my snoring and nasal breathing issues, I feel great. I've never slept better. My wife Sarah is incredibly appreciative. The team of Advent specialists listened to my struggles, found the best solution for me, and customized it to my needs. Take my word for it and go to adventknows.com to learn more about simple solutions to snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems. And schedule your appointment today, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Any coach will tell you, games are won in the preparation. The same's true in cybersecurity. Trend Micro helps businesses move from reactive to proactive with cyber risk exposure management. That means real-time visibility into your risks across cloud, email, endpoints, and networks. For over 35 years, enterprises worldwide have trusted Trend Micro to prepare, protect, and perform. Don't wait for the next threat to blow the whistle. Get secure now at trendmicro.com, because the best defense is being ready before the game even starts.
Life's better with American Family Insurance, because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Welcome back to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
With Marquette basketball coming up, the Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday with Gary Ellison and Gramatzik will be on YouTube. That's ESPN Milwaukee. Search that on YouTube, again, with Marquette basketball. Window Nation's end of the year sale. This month, you'll save big. 50% off all window styles. All window styles. Plus, you get 0% financing for 5 years. Window Nation's proven quality windows are so good, you save money on lower utility bills and come with a lifetime warranty. Window Nation even has an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Don't miss out. 50% off and 0 interest for 5 years. Right now is how quickly they can do it. Visit windownation.com to get started. And the question for Brian Bulaga. As a result of what happened, and I do want to apologize to Matt LaFleur, because I've said for how long that it's more about smart than tough, and this was the greatest example. I should have thought right away. Why did Matt LaFleur do it? It's got to be analytics, because he's always looking at smart first. And again, as Rob told us, that was exactly it. Given what occurred, Brian Bulaga, do you think LaFleur will change his view on analytics in the future?
I still think he will rely on analytics, but I think he's going to go more with I think he's going to go more with gut and the moment of what's happening, right? Like what's going on in this situation, and I think you go back to that situation against I'm even
Cleveland?
blanking of who they. Cleveland is the perfect example and just running the football there and what you should have done. But Carolina kicking the field goal, I think he's going to go back to these situations and go just like kick the field goal and trust the defense. There's 11 minutes left. We're the better team. There's tons of
Gary
time
Ellison
left.
said the same. Learning to trust the defense is different.
Him. And I get it. It's tough because you're the offensive coach and you want to be in control of that. But sometimes it's just like you see what's in front of you. Just trust that, go with it, take the points, and there's plenty of time left to get back in the game. There's plenty of time, and just trust what's in front of you. And I think he still
even though the defense in the end failed when you scored and you needed them to stop and they didn't. But I know what you're saying. That shouldn't change your belief in this defense this year.
Correct, because still at the time in the game, what they had given up how many points at that? It was still 13 points or whatever it was.
Yes,
it's right. It's still 13 points at the end of the day, right?
Great point. Yeah,
it's nothing at that point. So, we can. Again, do I think the defense should be giving up 100-something yards rushing to Carolina? No, but at the end of the day, they gave up almost
16
points. 16 points. If you tell me going into that game they gave up 16 points to the Panthers that we lost,
it's a win.
I'd be like, okay, we won that game. But I think he will reevaluate that and start going with what's in front of him. Let's think this thing through again. And analytics, it may say one thing, but I'm seeing something different on the field. Analytics don't see what's happening on the field. I see what's happening on the field, and I'm going to go with what's happening on the field. And that's what I think he may start to lean
and that time.
Yes.
To factor, Yusuf. To me, the most important player on the team now is Luke Musgrave. He showed a little bit on the last drive, but he was drafted early, so the thought is he could be good. I don't know that he'll ever run block as well, but in terms of the offense, they need him to be like he was on the final drive. He's got to be He's got to be one of the players.
Yeah, he's got to step up. He's got to step up, and first he's got to not just step up and be really good. And you can't expect him to beat Tucker Kraft, right? That can't be the expectation. That's unfair. But the second thing is they got to keep him healthy. That's been his issue over the last few years is staying healthy. So the big thing is to keep him healthy and make sure that he's available, because if we go down, if something happens to him, right, and he misses a couple weeks, we are very thin at the position. Yeah, we're very thin at the position. So the thing is keep him healthy and just have him play well. If he plays well, we'll see what he did in that last drive is plenty good. The way he did in that last drive.
Wonder if Goody would think on adding a tight end now. I do want to add the Discount Liquor Twitter poll question. Pebble, how'd you put it up?
Discount Liquor Twitter poll question today at the Homer Hour on Twitter, at ESPN Milwaukee on Twitter. Do you want this to be Matt LaFleur's last season with the Green Bay Packers? Yes or no? We'll take that poll question right now at ESPN Milwaukee on Twitter at the Homer Hour.
No, I would say X. I don't want it to be his last season right now. It's too early. I'm just saying that because I want to know what the fans think. At the end of the season, we'll address things. But right now, he just –
no.
And I have difficulty with some of the things. He wins games. The issue will be, can he continue to win games after what happened and has happened against Cleveland and against Carolina? And in the past, the answer has been, well, it's weird because last year they couldn't beat the good teams, but they beat all the bad teams. Now this year, they can't beat the bad teams.
Earlier in the voting process, it was 68% say no, 32% say yes.
I knew he was going to get killed, but that's fine. It's just this week, this time. We'll address it. I'm hoping they beat Philadelphia, and then I can ask the same question after a Philadelphia win and see what the number is.
If here's my thing, he's going to be the coach, so you just gotta come on, let's just.
But understandably, people don't know because you have a president you've never had before. I don't know what policy's going to do. Now, you might. Maybe you guys – are you in his executive committee? Does he chat with you each week? A little group gets together on Zoom?
He does not confide in me for anything.
Did you even have any interaction with him at all? I don't know in his role that you would run into him.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Because he's been there a while.
Oh yeah, he's been there. I've said hi to him. I mean, he's walked through the locker room a bunch, but certainly not about, not in the role he has now. That's for sure.
And I don't know. People on the inside might know. I don't know how anybody would know what they think he's going to do, other than just a guess.
Yeah, it is. It's just a guess. Just a guess.
He hasn't given them a contract extension, so we know that the actions to this point. But what's done after this year and how he decides the future with both the GM and the head coach, because as people know, Mark Murphy changed it. That the president's in charge of everything. Everybody else is equal below him. So it was analytics. All right, Coach LaFleur. I can live with that.